Okay, so I know we talk bad about Richard Jefferson often, but obviously jokingly, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. He is by far better than most media when it comes to the Spurs and when it comes to basketball in general. Like how I know Draymond brings up like the new media or whatever. It's trash. Okay. JJ Redick's great. I do like Paul George, but most of the time it's the same old, especially from Draymond Green show itself. But I will say Richard Jefferson, as far as mainstream analysts of basketball, he is up there.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
All right, so apparently our boy RJ had something to say about Popovich and Wemby, and we're going to take a look at that. Now, before we do, I got a few things to talk to you guys about. Really quick, if you want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description. It means the world to me. And yeah, you'll be next in line, and I could try to get yours into this next batch, but it'll probably be the batch after this upcoming batch. So anyways, if you guys want to support, link is there in the description. Now, there's something else though. You guys chose Jackass as the movie that we'll be watching. Now, this is my fault, okay? Because what I did is I put 3 films and then I put a movie. And what I should have done is just put 4 films. I don't know why I thought that maybe, just maybe, you guys would choose a film. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I want to see all of these. And Jackass, I grew up on it. I love it. It's so funny to me. And I never saw the last one that came out. So I put that on there. But good God, that was not a great idea, because obviously you guys want to see men get hurt. So we'll be watching that. If you want to know the details as far as how you can get in, just go over to the community post. But I will be sending the link out to YouTube members and Patreon members first on Friday. So I want to try to get the movie rolling by 8:45 Friday night. So, but anyways, yeah, just go over there. You want the details. It's all there. All right, listen. Let's listen to what RJ has to say. All right, RJ, my boy, can you take it away, please?
And I am Allie Clifton, and I am not here alone.
And Allie Clifton, sorry.
Promise. He is Richard Jefferson.
Yes, I am.
Right on cue. We're waiting.
Oh my goodness, look at this swag. It is absolutely immaculate. I mean, it is amazing. I mean, the watch goes with the shades. The shades go, hold on.
For Channing, there was 26.4 seconds left on a game that he was calling.
Let me see the top of the hat. Yes, the shades go with the hat. Oh my goodness. And it's not too much either. It's just a nice little touch. It's a nice little touch. Dude, I gotta get my fashion up. This is amazing.
Actually bringing our guest that's going to walk right in and fill these 2 chairs that you can't see. But having said that, we're going to discuss a little bit, because I first want to know, I was waiting for you in the hallway, and I was waiting, and I was waiting, and then I found out that you were talking to
Pop.
the one and only.
The one and only.
What did Greg Popovich have to say to you?
Well, this is the thing. Like, Pop is still like, Pop is Pop. He's still like your grandfather. So like, I'm kind of like ducking through the wind quick, trying to go, and all of a sudden grabs me. I was, oh, hey, Pop. And I was like, hey, it gives me a hug. I'm like, hey, man, congratulations, on the contract. Yep. I'm like,
5 years.
5 years.
Wild.
And I'm like, I'm so glad that kid is with you. The 2 years that I had with Pop were 2 of the most pivotal of my entire career, maybe my entire basketball life. It didn't go great, but it didn't go great.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
It didn't go great. It didn't go great. Let me tell you guys how much of a homer I am and how much of a Spurs fan I am. I was trying to convince every single person imaginable. This is before I had YouTube. It was only like Instagram or whatever. I was like, guys, RJ is going to be like legitimate. Okay. He's the piece that we need. He is that wing that we always needed. And, yeah, I was just being a homer. I was a dumb kid.
There's skills. Yeah. But I say this is that they taught me how to be a better spot up shooter. He taught me I won't say taught me, but just he stayed on me about the staying in shape and keeping all these things that, Pop and Spurs have always been ahead of it. And I shot 40% because of Chip England, because of Pop, because they taught me so many things, and that extended my career. So I am forever grateful to that man. And when we were talking about Wemby, he's like, look, Wemby's great. He's talented. It's going to take time. Because again, you're comparing him to Tim Duncan. You're comparing him to David Robinson. David Robinson went to school in the Naval Academy for 4 years. Then he did like a year of military service. By the time David Robinson showed up, he was like 24 years old or 23 years old.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan went to school for 4 years.
Yep.
Had David Robinson and a monster squad around him. Fair. And it was like Tim Duncan was Rookie of the Year and first team All-NBA. But he was 22 years old. So to compare all of these guys to compare Wemby to them, who were 3-4 years older than him, I think I'm glad that Pop is there for his development. Yeah. Right. However long Pop decides to coach, I know this. if the kid is going to make it, he's in the best situation possible. And I think that's great.
Wow. Yeah, that's well said.
True.
And I don't think anyone would doubt that. Obviously, we're talking about this having coming off his debut where he finished with 9 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, 5 blocks. But just shot the ball 2 of 13 from the field.
Oh, so this was recorded right after the first game? How am I this late to this? When did they upload this? They uploaded it a day ago. How the heck? What the heck?
I don't care about the 2 for 13.
I was going to say, we also kind of talked about it. You weren't here at the end of the other episode with Channing when it comes to just like the purpose of Summer League, right? But for someone like him, does that change?
No. And that's the thing about being a player, especially, it doesn't matter if you're the number 1 pick or if you're a guy trying to make the team. It's all a very similar process. Your head is spinning, right? Like he just left EuroLeague where he's been with his team. He's been in France. There's no language barrier. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all, he left his team. It's like, imagine leaving your college team, and which a lot of these guys do, and then playing basketball a couple weeks later. Not like, NCAA's been done since March, early April. So these guys have, whatever, a lot of time. He's been playing, and then boom, straight here.
And it's even worse because it's not just that he's been playing over there. He literally coming off of a championship run. I mean, they lost in the championship series, but yeah, he just went off of a huge playoff run, which was exhausting. I watched those games. He was getting beat up, man. It was rough.
Here, so a lot of these guys have had months shooting NBA threes, months understanding what they're going to do, getting ready for the draft, working 2-3 hours a day. He just finished and came. So I look at the things, his passing, his shot blocking. Those are the things that I look at that you can't teach. And Pop, again, very, very briefly, he was like, man, I love his passing, blah, blah, blah. I think he's going to be a really good player. But Pop is always a downplay guy.
Yeah.
And he's always a patience guy. Like, understand Tony Parker. Look at Tony Parker came into this league. They almost traded Tony Parker. They almost traded him for Jason Kidd. Like my second year, Jason decided to stay in Jersey. But it's just like Pop is the master of building it brick by brick. He's not like, we're going to turn you into a 20-point game scorer. We're going to make, no, he's like, no, let's give you the bases. Like, I want you to focus on defense. I don't care. This is what Pop would say. I don't give a fuck how many points you score. I want to know how many rebounds. I want to know how many blocks. It was the same thing with Kawhi. Kawhi showed up, was just a defender.
Yep, dude. Oh my God, this is just some heat. He is just speaking. He's spitting heat right now. Oh my God, the amount of facts coming out of RJ's temple. Oh my God.
And then slowly but surely, he built Kawhi up with the work that Kawhi put in. And then Kawhi turns into that guy. But Kawhi was the 14th pick.
Yeah.
Kawhi was all of these things. He wasn't like top 5 pick. And it was gradual. I remember Pop, one of my stories about Kawhi's rookie year. Kawhi comes in. It was like, game 8. Kawhi comes in, shoots a couple of pull-ups, which is his staple shot now. Like in transition pull-up. Another one. Pop takes him out of the game. Halftime comes. Pop's like, what the fuck? That bullshit pull-up. If you think you're going to make an offensive impact on this team, I want you to defend and I want you to rebound at a high level, right?
Yeah.
And then didn't play in the second half. This is Kawhi's rookie. Sending a message. And again, Pop will bring you into his office like, hey, look, I love you, but this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, the whole point of this is that Pop can take a great player and be like, no.
By the way, Pop does a lot of sneaky things too. Like I know a lot of people are like, Popovich is just so terrible. He's so awful sometimes. But actually he's very smart with the way he go about things. And like RJ said, that actually is true. We've heard quite a few people talk about that, how he'll tell players like one thing, but then try to send a message in front of the other players. Like he does that. It's as Steven Jackson would say, or DeJounte Murray would say, it's mind games, but it's winning mind games. And they don't really like winning mind games. Oh, does it not play? There it is.
We're going to do this by basics. You got English class, you got math class, you got Spanish class, you got science. We're going to focus on math today. This is what we're doing. This is all you're going to do.
Zach Collins literally shared this exact story from Pop.
Yeah, that's who he is. Pop ain't
He like
changing.
told him that he wasn't allowed to shoot pick and pop threes anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, absolutely. He's like, he went 3, I believe, of like 21 or something. He said he was like a stretch of like a terrible shooting. And Pop basically in front of everyone, like kind of was just like, you're not fucking shooting these pick and pop threes anymore. You're done, blah, blah, blah. But then Channing made that point just from a standpoint of like, he kind of says that to you because he knows that you'll figure it out, like in a sense. What were you more surprised about? Pop's extension or Wemby's debut?
Honestly, neither.
You're not surprised by the 5 years?
No, because I think Pop...
That he like wants to be around.
Well, look at what the fuck he got.
Fair, right there. But as if he didn't or has not already.
Bro, that's so true. Bro, Pop been here. Like, Pop's been here through some tough times, man. It's not like the last few years have just been peaches and cream. It has been tough. It has been rough, man. So, yeah, like, I definitely, when Pop was saying that he'll be back or whatever, and he basically insinuated that he'll be back because he said Zach Collins is gonna, continue. We want to continue with him. He's our center for the future or whatever. I mean, we knew he'd be back. The 5 years is quite a bit, but good God, yeah, dude.
He had this incredible.
I'd be curious.
So you think it's the only reason why?
No, I don't think it's the only reason why. But
Okay.
I'd be curious if the Spurs got the sixth pick, would he be?
Yeah, that's
would
my-
he
that's
be
my
fine? But I think this. Again, this is old sports. Mike Tyson, I think is Vic D'Amato. Somebody will correct me, but he was an old legend trainer. Let's call him Pop, right? Okay. He was that guy. Like, he was one of the greatest trainers of all time. He found Mike Tyson at 19 and was like, "You're going to be my greatest achievement," and just got Mike. And one of the reasons why Mike started to struggle is because Vic passed away. He was very, very old. But my point is, sometimes these once in a generation, these once in a lifetime guys can give you purpose. They can give you a reason. They can give you that energy to be like, hey, look, I might not be with him for his whole career, but if my last fucking stretch is to give this kid the base that's going to allow him to be great, then, that's purpose every day.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I'm saying? Because a guy like Pop, who is the San Antonio Spurs, there is no San Antonio Spurs without Pop. So you imagine that at some point in time, he might go to the Pat Riley role and find his Eric Spoelstra. But he wants to leave them. Like, Eric Spoelstra didn't take over a rebuild. He took over a very good team. So I just think, I don't know. When I look at it, I'm like, if Pop can get this base, then move on, and then make sure that the thing that he spent the last 20 plus years building is in a great place, then he's done. His legacy is flawless. It's perfect. Everything is right.
Fair. Okay, so you just saw Pop. You just saw Spo. I saw Darvin Ham. You saw Darvin Ham as well. I saw Darvin Ham earlier today, and super excited about what the
Okay, I
Lakers have
think
done.
that's it.
Super excited about.
Yeah, I think that's okay. That's the transition. Okay, yeah, I completely agree. I've been saying this whole time that I just really hope, and it seems like Pop was going to do this anyway, that he'll just leave us in a good place. That's why I wasn't really like excited about, is this person going to be the coach? Is this person going to be the coach? Because it just doesn't feel like we're in a great position right now. I would have felt a little bit better if this whole time, hypothetically speaking, if Becky Hammond would have already been here this entire time. But now that she's gone, it's like we don't know when she'll be back or if she even want to come to the NBA again. We just don't know, right? So it's kind of tough. We don't necessarily have a concrete coach set into stone to go next, but whatever happens, I think we're going to be in a great position regardless, right? And while we've been very lucky as Spurs fans to have a coach like Popovich, you look around the league and you see guys that win championships. Good coaches are important, especially if we're talking about a dynasty. But to win some championships or win a championship or whatnot, you don't necessarily have to have like the greatest coach ever. You have to have a pretty decent system and you have to have the players. So regardless, I think we'll be pretty good. But anyways, I'll give it to you guys later. RJ always spitting that heat. But yeah, I'll give it to you guys later. Until next time, bye.